Welcome back to Bootails. I'm your host, Chris, and if you're new here, oh buddy, you picked the right channel to stumble onto. This is where I sit down every single week and watch the most terrifying, spine-chilling paranormal videos on the internet and react in real time. Ghost videos, alien footage, creepy unexplained clips, all of it, every week. If you're already a part of Bootails family, welcome back. I missed you. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Hit like, send a comment, give us your name, and follow the channel so you never miss an episode. It genuinely helps the channel grow more than you know, and we really appreciate it. Now, before we get into it, have you ever seen anything you couldn't explain? A shadow, a figure, something moving that absolutely had no business moving? Drop it in the comments below. In fact, go into my link, send it in an email. I want to read it. All right, we got some serious content lined up for you tonight, and I'm already nervous. All right, remember last week we took a gummy. We're going to try that again this week because last week was so much fun. It's so strong. The blueberry is like very strong. All right, guys, what's better than one gummy? Two gummies. And we're back, guys. That was good. Ate Chinese, made a tea, watched some movie, and well, we're good. We're back.
This is where the creep factor jumps to a whole new level. Sydney decided to try again, wanting to catch whatever was moving the handle. She slid her phone back under the gap.
Why do you keep pulling your phone out? Just leave it there.
And something yanked it out of her hand. The phone tumbled down the stairs, landing with the camera pointed at the ceiling. While you could argue she simply dropped it, the next part is harder to explain. The phone moves again, as if picked up and dropped by an unseen force.
That's fucking crazy.
This is where the creep factor jumps.
Woo. Dang.
YouTube channel Old Phantom 13 uploaded this video of allegedly real poltergeist activity on April 17th, 2010. In the description, the uploader of the video wrote, quote, "We have been having problems with people breaking into and vandalizing our shop, or so we thought. So we set up several security cameras. This is what one of our cameras picked up." End quote. Pretty creepy stuff.
Yeah.
If we assume this was a hoax, then how did they pull it off? With the help of string, perhaps? They'd have to cleverly plan out the entire scene and make sure it looked and sounded perfectly. Furthermore, the rattling sound of the lockers wouldn't be easy to achieve if they were simply hiding somewhere out of frame with string attached to the lockers.
Wow.
It could be achieved if someone was hiding inside one of the closed lockers. But what do you guys think? Is this real paranormal activity caught on camera, or is it simply a fake? Whatever the case, it's a creepy piece of footage.
Alright. These guys are playing on some tubes. Don't ask me why.
What's that? Right over there.
What?
Right up there. Whoa, what the heck?
Dude, I don't... What?
What is that?
I'm not seeing it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, what is that? What is that thing? This is history right here. Don't tell me that's a Yeti. Wait, double camera.
I'll try and enhance the few glimpses we get of the Bigfoot, and you guys can make up your own mind on whether or not it's real. It all seems rather convenient that they managed to capture Sasquatch on camera while they were outside filming, but who knows? Maybe they just got really lucky.
I can hear you back there. Why don't you show yourself to me? I know this is your home. And I mean, no disrespect. I'm just curious about you, like why you're here and who you are. My name's Missy. I'd love to know more about you.
Can you please shut the doors?
Can I show it so you can see that it sees?
Oh, yeah?
They're shutting.
There it goes. Yeah.
Show it so nobody can everybody can see that.
Oh, wow, nice job. That's really good.
Actually, I don't think it's slamming.
Guys, like he basically.
Wait, show it
shut
like this so you can see that nobody's pushing the door or something.
I feel like. Okay, can you try opening the doors? If it's too hard, we can help you. Yeah. Can you just try opening them? Sorry, so I'm gonna get a little push. Okay. Or that might have been a little harder there. No, also I can stick together. Can you push it open? It's not really bad. Push it. Oh, awesome job. I think that's what easier.
Did you open it? Most likely the other directions because I was on the happen.
Can you please try pushing the doors open instead of shutting them? Wow, nice job. That's really impressive. Oh,
That's the parents' room too. Oh.
okay.
Wait. Good job. Try keeping one open.
Try keeping one open. I'd be like, leave me alone. I'm a ghost chilling.
Du hast dich schon! Nur weil sie jetzt noch weiter gedreht total gesehen!
Mama aus.
The wine glass suddenly begins to move on its own, sliding across the table before lifting up entirely and violently smashing into pieces. The moment happens fast, but it's enough to send everyone jumping back in shock, their reactions breaking the calm as the video abruptly ends. At first glance, it almost feels like something unseen is interacting directly with the glass, especially given how suddenly the mood shifts. The way it lifts off the surface is what really stands out, making it hard to immediately explain. At the same time, there are a few grounded possibilities to consider. It's possible something off-camera could have influenced the glass, or that some kind of setup was used to create the effect. Without a clear view of everything happening around the table, it's difficult to fully rule that out. The clip ends before we get anything close to an explanation, leaving the moment frozen at its most intense point.
Yo.
منو aslında buradan satır. Anne. Ha aslında. Anne. Tu ne şeyse ya birinci may. Krem yakacağız mı? منه منه ki aslında
That's wild.
A large, bright light appears in the sky, partially obscured by the clouds. As the camera zooms in and out and pans around, the light remains fixed in the same position, giving a better sense of just how big it seems to be. The way it holds completely still makes the moment feel even stranger. It's easy to see why something like this would stand out, especially with how prominent it looks against the night sky. At first glance, this almost feels like something structured, rather than a single point of light, with the glow spreading in a way that gives it a more defined shape. At the same time, it's difficult to offer any simple explanation for what's being shown here.
It looks kind of like it's a screen. Like we see the sky is a screen, but there's one area where the screen starts to fade and you see what's on the other side of the screen. And that's what I feel like that is. That's like a glimpse through the screen. Not saying this guy's a screen, just saying like that's what this looks like. Like the lights are fading on the screen and behind we actually see, like the Truman Show, we see what's behind. Creepy.
Chicos, yo voy a filmar esto porque después me dicen que es mentira. Ustedes escuchan ese ruido, ¿no? Porque...
Yeah, we hear it.
Pará, no puede ser.
Right at the beginning of the footage, a series of knocking sounds can be heard from somewhere nearby. They're close enough to feel immediate, setting the tone as Rhodey begins cautiously moving through his home to figure out where they're coming from. From here, we follow along as he continues to investigate, and it doesn't take long before things begin to escalate.
¡Hey!
Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that's so creepy.
¿Qué carajo, boludo? Quiero que vean. El frío casi.
Just past the 1 minute mark, a dark figure briefly appears, peeking out from behind a wall outside. The moment is quick, but clear enough to catch attention. Despite this, Rhodey calls out and decides to follow, which leads him toward a nearby swing set. That's when things take another turn, as the swing can be seen moving on its own, swaying back and forth with no one around it. And it's right here that Rhodey finds himself in for one last scare.
It looks like the branch is pushing it.
In the final moments, something is suddenly thrown onto the ground, seemingly out of nowhere, bringing the encounter to an abrupt end.
Oh my god. Damn. That's eerie. That's tough. Damn.
In the footage, a tall, lanky figure can be seen standing along a rocky cliffside, partially obscured by the terrain. Its proportions appear unusual, with long arms and a posture that doesn't quite match what you'd expect from a person at that distance. The strange part is how it seems to linger there, almost watching, before suddenly disappearing back into the surrounding landscape. The movement is brief, but enough to leave an impression. It's easy to see why some would connect this to a Bigfoot-like creature, especially given the remote location and the description provided. The shape and behavior don't immediately resemble anything familiar. If this wasn't something unknown, then the only realistic alternative may be that it was staged, with someone in a costume positioned on the cliff to create the illusion. The way it appears and vanishes so quickly is what makes the moment hard to pin down. Over on the interdimensional NHI subreddit, a user by the name of FMVK3 posted a fascinating video that was reportedly filmed in the Amargosa Valley in Nevada. The roughly 50-second clip appears to show a glowing object descending toward the ground, before hovering briefly. Moments later, it lifts back up, shifts slightly to the right, and then suddenly shoots off at an incredible speed, vanishing from view almost instantly. The way this unfolds gives the impression of something controlled, especially with how smoothly it transitions from landing to takeoff. The sudden burst of speed at the end is what really stands out, making the movement feel far beyond anything you'd expect from a conventional aircraft.
Dang, dude.
This as something genuinely unknown, possibly a craft operating in a way we
Unknown flying object. UFO.
doesn't immediately line up with typical flight behavior. Of course, there is the possibility that what we're seeing has been edited or enhanced in some way. Footage like this can be recreated with visual effects, and without additional context or angles, it's difficult to know exactly how it was captured.
Oh,
right around
what was
here,
that?
a strange creature suddenly darts across the frame, before disappearing just as quickly as it appeared. The movement is fast, but noticeable enough to stand out against the otherwise empty tunnel.
It's thin like a string
If you
bean.
slow the footage down, the shape becomes a bit clearer.
Oh!
The creature appears to have a long body, along with what looks like an unusually long tail
It's like a
trailing
big
behind it.
lizard.
At first glance, this almost feels like something unfamiliar, especially given how distorted its proportions seem in such a confined space. The briefness of the sighting only adds to that uncertainty. Skeptics may argue that this could simply be a rat, possibly affected by the camera angle, lighting, or motion blur, which
I've seen motion blur. That's not a motion blur.
actually are, especially in environments like this. So what do you make of it? Could this be nothing more than a misidentified animal, or is it something that doesn't quite
like a
fit
big
into anything we
stick bug.
recognize?
The government's been posting a lot of UFO stuff this past week.
Right around here, a strange trail of light can be seen moving across the screen before the clip ends. It appears briefly, but clearly enough to stand out against the darker background of space. As the moment continues, the object doesn't just move, it seems to pick up speed, accelerating noticeably right before it disappears. That sudden increase in pace is what makes the clip feel a bit more unusual. The way it streaks across the frame, especially with that change in speed, gives it a somewhat deliberate feel rather than something simply drifting. It's easy to imagine this being something out of the ordinary, particularly given the setting and how unexpected it is to see during a live broadcast like this. In a scenario like this, though, there are still a few grounded possibilities worth keeping in mind. A trail like this could be related to the spacecraft itself, something like vented fuel, drifting debris, or light-catching particles near the camera could create a similar effect, especially with changing perspective or motion. So what do you make of this one?
Could be debris.
Did this clip capture something unexpected during the Artemis II mission, Or is there a simpler explanation behind it?
Hear that?
What the hell?
Come on.
Dude, what the hell?
Out of nowhere,
That is so
a pale,
scary.
lanky figure suddenly rushes toward him, letting
I don't
out a
want to say the name.
high-pitched
I don't think we're
shriek
allowed to say what
as
that
it
was.
closes the distance. The moment is chaotic and brief,
SW?
with the uploader quickly turning and
Can't
running,
say the word.
managing to
Oh!
escape without any visible harm. The way the creature
even look
moves
at
is
it.
what stands out most. Its speed and posture feel unnatural,
And that screech.
giving the impression of something not entirely human. Moments like this are often linked to the rake, a creepypasta turned urban legend describing a thin, human-like entity known for its erratic movement
So scary.
and unsettling appearance. The resemblance is close enough that it's easy to see why many have made that connection. If this wasn't something unknown, then one explanation could be that it was staged, with someone in a costume rushing the camera to create a sudden scare.
Possible.
The setting and limited visibility would make it easier to pull something like that off. Nearly 2 decades later,
So
the
scary,
footage
though.
still doesn't come with any clear answers. So what do you make of it? Does this look like a genuine encounter, or something created to feel that way? A strange, furry-looking figure suddenly becomes visible, partially hidden in the brush. After a brief
What the
moment,
hell?
it slowly turns its head toward the cameraman, revealing just
Oh,
enough
that's so
detail to make
creepy.
its appearance feel deeply unnatural. The reaction is immediate.
Oh.
The cameraman turns and runs, cutting the footage short and leaving the encounter unresolved. The strange part is how unfamiliar the face looks, almost resembling something expressive in a way that doesn't quite match a typical animal. It's the kind of detail that sticks out, even in such a short clip. There are those who would interpret this as something much more unusual, with someone even suggesting it could be a Bigfoot-like creature, given the setting and the overall shape of what's seen. At the same time, others have pointed out that it may simply be an owl, possibly distorted by the angle, foliage, and the brief glimpse we're given. There is also the chance
owl?
that the clip could have been staged.
Yeah. It could
So
be a
what do you
mask.
make of this one? Could this be a misidentified animal caught at the perfect moment, or something that doesn't quite fit into anything familiar?
Matt? Oh. I told you he's sick. He needed to take a breather. Matt? Following us? I swear he looked behind me 5 seconds ago when he was there. You need to stop playing around, man. Matt! Oh, he's freaking us out.
Yo, I'd flip.
Just go. Take the right. Take the right. Take the right. Take the right hand turn.
Standing directly in front of the cameraman appears to be a pale, human-like figure, motionless and almost blending into the darkness. The moment is brief, but not enough to trigger an immediate reaction, as he yells and turns to run.
God, dipping. No cat.
Pace, as if it was waiting there to be found. It's the stillness that stands out most, especially
It's the random white figure in the dark tunnel that stands out the most.
that some might see this as paranormal, especially considering the setting and the sudden appearance of the figure. At the same time, this could have been someone else in the catacombs, possibly set up to create a scare, or even a coordinated hoax between multiple people. Thankfully, the cameraman makes it out without any harm, but it leaves one question. What happened to Matt?
Yeah, where the hell's Matt? That was some good stuff. All right, guys, listen. Thanks for sticking along. Thanks for staying on. Thanks for watching the channel. Hit like, comment below if you liked it. If you have any recommendations, send them my way. Send me an email if you have a ghost story. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe, please. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate the support. I look forward to doing this again next week. Have a good one. Peace.